All right, guys, this is the first live I've done in quite a while. I'll try to hold this phone camera still or as still as I can. A lot of you know I've got a wobble to me. I want to talk about what it takes in boxing right now. Um, Today, people got a bad misconception going around in their head that one can just walk in a gym and start doing this. And one can go into a gym and start getting in shape, uh, improving coordination and things of that nature. But if you're going to be a real good competitive boxer, and especially if you have any plan of having professional success, you are going to have to dig as deep as who Joe said today was the strongest guy he ever worked with. Now, you're going to think of the strongest guy he ever worked with probably as a great big guy, a big man. No, this guy was actually Joe's age, and he might have been a year younger. I can't remember, but he was around Joe's age. So this is the attitude and the ethic that you need to possess and you need to have. And there's no getting around this if you're going to be highly competitive in this sport. And I don't rightly give a damn what anybody tells you otherwise. Uh, this 14-year-old boy that Joe says is the strongest guy that he ever worked around, I'm going to give you a little bit of his day, this guy's day, and why Joe said he was the strongest guy he ever worked with. The strongest guy he ever worked with, soaking wet, was 45 kilos. This kid was 100 pounds, 110 pounds, 105 pounds, in that area. And let's talk about what made this kid so strong. This kid would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. This little Latino kid, every morning, Monday through Friday, would get up at 5 o'clock. He would get ready for school, and then he would walk 20 blocks right up in this neighborhood here. 20 blocks, folks, maybe more, up into the center of town with his little sister for them take her, get her dropped off, and go to school himself. He had to be at school, as many schools here in Latin America, they start at 6 o'clock in the morning. Got to be there at 6. He would get out of school. School finished at 1 o'clock. So at 1 o'clock, he would collect his little sister that went to the same school, rush to get back here in the neighborhood, here to get in the gym. Sometimes he would put his little sister on his back and run 20, 25 blocks back here so he could make it at our start time at 2 o'clock. Foregoing anything to eat, that boy was there every day. They've moved away, but that little boy is going to be a success as he grows, no matter what he does. He would come in that gym, do push-up after push-up. When he started, he couldn't do but a few. When he left and they moved, he could do 500. He started out curling and doing tricep extensions with 3-pound dumbbells. When he left, although he hadn't had gained a lot of weight, he was nothing but muscle and steel. And he could curl 20 pounds and tricep extend that much or more, and do set after set after set. That kid would get down in the basketball area with Joe. They would run 3, 4, 5 miles, all the while in the jogging, be doing intermittent sprints in between, not stopping. I left them boys up there running one day. I said, I'll be back, and when I come back, you can stop. I came back 40 minutes later. They were still going. I says, did he stop, Joe? Joe said, no, he ain't stopped, Daddy. My friend hasn't stopped. There's no quit in him. He doesn't stop. And that kid don't stop. That kid was being picked on around this neighborhood and bullied some. 2.5 months in, I went and told the area bullies, I said, hey, you guys want to learn how to box? I had no intention of really teaching any of these little shits. But I got them up there. They come up there. I told Diego, I said, you come tonight. He was there, as always. I told the kid, that was his name, and I told him, I said, let me tell you something. You're going to get to see Joe pummel and bully all your bullies this evening. But see, I had worked and worked with this kid. This kid had sparred and sparred Joe. And he took it, and he took it, and he took it. And improved, and improved, and improved. And this kid that got beat on, bullied, all 40 kilos of this little kid. I put those guys in, and I said, you're the shark tonight, boy, and they're the prey. And I told that kid, I said, you're going to do a round with one, and another one's coming up. You're doing a round with another one, and another one's coming up. And we had 4 guys up there, and he spent a solid 40, 45 minutes beating the hell out of those whom had bullied him or strong-armed him. That's what it takes to box, folks. It's what it takes. You are not going to come up in this sport and be a bad dude, be a tough guy, or anything or be successful, or anything of the sort. It's not going to happen. Those are false dreams. Well, I'm tough down here at the schoolhouse. Oh, you are you? Bring your little fanny on up in around people like us, and let's see how tough you are. There is nothing, nothing, no natural ability, no nothing that overcomes the work and the ethic. That kid out of the house at 5 o'clock in the morning, putting his sister on his back at 1 o'clock and running all these blocks back to be able to make it into the gym at 2 o'clock. That's the ethic you have to have. It's not really sacrifice. I don't look at it as such. It's brawn, it's grit, it's toughness. And that kid went and went and went. He would always tell me, hey, I got to be done by 5. Now, that's 3 hours. He'd say, as long as I'm done by 5. Young man, why do you have to be done by 5? I have to pick my sister up from another neighbor here and cook her something and get her fed and take care of her until my mama gets home from work. So this kid's always doing something. Always doing something. I've had guys come up in here and I hear excuse after excuse after excuse. And the new rule up and around us is this. If you can't give as much as that kid gave, you don't belong around us. And you're going to get beat up. It's as simple as that. You'll get a parting gift out the door, and it'll be a hard-ass spar with Joe Allen. Maybe you leave with less teeth than you walked in your mouth than you walked in with. Maybe you leave with blood running down your nose and your mouth. But you don't get messed up. We're not tolerating anything around here any longer. Zero tolerance policy. God will only help those whom are making an attempt to help themselves. The good Lord's not going to just come in and hand you a championship or something. The good Lord has to take all of us into account. You sitting back, you cheating, you ain't doing what you need to be doing. Why you think the good Lord's going to give you an advantage over the other guy? Maybe that guy's out working you. He's got more discipline. Maybe that kid's getting down on his hands and knees and praying while you out here playing. So around here, no more tolerance to it. No more. When a kid can get up, exit out his house at 5 o'clock in the morning, be at school at 6, race home 25 blocks with a kid on his back to be inside our gym at 2 o'clock, and then another kid just comes when they want to, kid's going to learn some discipline before they exit up and away from me. I don't care about the mama today. I tell these people all the time, don't bring your kid in here unless you want your kid to get some real discipline. And with fail-safe, without exception, these kids walk out of here with some blood going on or with a missing tooth or waking up from a nightmare that happened in that gym to them. And we will continue to do so. Boxing is not a game. You don't play at this. You can't be non-disciplined. You can't be out here running around in the middle of the night, going into the gym when you want to. You have to do what you need to do to succeed. I'm seeing trainers, oh, well, yeah, you can come down here. It's 250 or 350 a month. I'll train your kid. Really? You think you can train a kid that kid won't listen to his mom and dad and won't do what you tell him to do? You be careful, little trainer with your little gym, of what you think somebody can do. What you think is actually quit ripping people off from money. And that's what's wrong with boxing today, the whole sport. Everybody's a boxing coach. Hell, you even set up a gym and put a bag up in it, and boxing coaches will come out of the woodwork to train people in your gym and rip them off of their money. And the people training them have no heart themselves, have no real discipline themselves. There ain't nothing involved with a damn dollar bill that's got a lot to do with discipline. The stuff that you painstakingly do, the time that you put in, the sweat and the tears and the blood, when there's not a dollar involved, is the work that'll bring it forward later. And boxing's a damn mess. Sport in general's a damn mess. You know, I watched a little bit of an NFL game, little highlights earlier today. I don't watch the NFL no more because I don't like it no more. And these guys hitting each other like sissies. Somebody gets a first down, they do an effeminate little dance thing. Things that back in the 60s, 70s, they would have got their head knocked off their shoulders for, right out there. And they're just doing it out in the open, and the other guy's sitting back, yeah, and allowing it. We're not having it around us. Out of anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you own a record company. I don't care if you are a prime minister or a president. I don't care who you are. You come in around us, it's going to be discipline time. We treat other people good. We give other people 110% of ourselves when we are doing a favor or we are committed to that person. And you damn sure going to do it to us or it's going to be a fight. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. So you've got to be able to give and to commit your time. And your time means being on time. Your time means that during that time you give everything you've got. And you go there when you don't feel like it. And you go there and you give when you're sick and when you're hurting. Those are the things that real champions are made of. And I'm not interested in any really too much at all with it this late in my life other than trying to rear winners. The rest of it, I just don't feel I have enough time to waste on somebody that claims they want the help, but yet they don't want to give their energy, their time, their focus, but yet they want me to give all the aforementioned things. And we're not doing it. So if you're in a boxing gym anywhere in the world, I don't care where you're at, and you think you're going to get somewhere and you land in the weight class of Joe or one of his stable mates, I'm telling you right now, if you ain't giving your all, it ain't going to work out too well for you. And that's just what I'm saying. And I will end this by saying, how would I think that the Lord would look upon me with that boy being able to toe the line, work the work, do the deal that he's been able to do. Got Rocky in the background. And then with me let somebody else slide and not be as demanding as I was on the hardest worker that I ever had. What type of hypocrisy would that be? And see, I'm not willing to go there. Others are. And I'm thinking on things on a much larger scope and scale than most of these people running around today. So we're just not going to do it. If you can't give what little Diego, that little 14-year-old kid gave me, then don't come around us. And it's a hell of a thing to have to tell a 25, 30-year-old guy, 18-year-old young man, you need to get on out of here. You best get while you can. Because you don't want to be around here, and you don't want to be around us. Because it ain't going to work out well for you, and there's nothing but misery and pain in store for you. You stick around here with your non-committal. And that's the way we roll around here. If your ass has a boxing gym, that's the way you need to be rolling. You need to classify people. You know, you got some people that come in, they just want to get in shape, want all this. They're over there. You got guys over here that want to win a championship, they're over there. And you need to treat each class accordingly. You got small children. They're somewhere in the mix too. But you can't baby a championship into somebody, into a competition you can't play in. So I'm going to leave it at that. We hope everybody, it's Thursday, we hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you soon.